Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitcraft server. And it's time for me to take off my armor and start to feel a little bit vulnerable and afraid because the game of Demise is on. And if I am to die, I will be joining the undead team, which I definitely do not want to be a part of. I plan on staying alive for as long as I can and getting my hands on all those diamonds. Now, my base is a safe place. However, somewhere around here, occasionally zombies wander out of this area. And I've checked the light levels, everything is good. I think that social spawning still allows zombies to spawn in places that are otherwise prevented, right? So my base isn't entirely safe, but we should be good while I'm recording. Now, I need to get my hands on some new armor because we're not allowed to use diamond armor. And look at this right here. Oh, that would be the perfect thing to wear, but not allowed. If I'd have been smart in the past and also put some god armor enchantments onto some iron armor, that would have been perfect. However, what I do have is tons of enchanted books, and we've also got some iron enchanted armor as well. Well, my friends, it turns out that this stuff is pretty naff. These are from the end dimension when we go end city raiding. I held on to some of the good enchantments that we got, but not really that good. I think I just held on to whatever I found because these are pretty pants, and the best thing that I have here has the curse of binding. So we might literally be starting from scratch. I mean, the only good things I've got are these ones, and I want to put feather falling on my boots. So it kind of looks like we need to make a new set of armor. By the way, I totally forgot to mention that last episode I finished moving items around and sorting out all of my shulker boxes. And now over here where I keep the empty shulker boxes, we have that. And all of this. Like, absolutely crazy. If you do a bit of tidying up, you realise that you have all the shulker boxes that you need. And that is just absolutely ridiculous. I also merged a couple of shulker boxes out of my backpack, which is the ender chest, which leaves us with a free slot we're going to utilise. Now, I mix sand and gravel together just because I tend to open those two at the same time in order to make concrete powder. So now that we've got an extra slot right here, we'll grab perhaps a colour I haven't used inside of there to make it stand out a little bit more. And because we're playing the game of Demise, there could be traps and all sorts of shenanigans going on to, kill us that are alive by the undead. So I want to start to put all of my best tools inside of here in case I'm going to lose them, and then they can just be inside of the ender chest. So I think what we're also going to do is get a different bow and a different sword together. I found a sword in a chest that I think might work, and then I've also got an additional bow over here from earlier in the season. So if I lose these two, I'm not going to be so fussed about it. And if we keep the majority of our good tools in our ender chest, then that means, when we become dead, which is a high possibility for me, it ain't going to be the worst thing ever. A witch! A witch! And I have no armor on! I was literally talking earlier about how zombies socially spawn in this area. But that time it was a witch. Oh my goodness me, that was terrifying. I was holding a totem of undying though. Whoo! Good timing, good timing. Well, here's the thing. I was going to say I'm going to put this on my offhand. Now, notice how small it is on the side of my screen right here. That is because I have a resource pack that makes particular items you might be holding in your offhand frequently a little bit smaller. So when you're watching some of the other Hermit's videos and they've got totems of undying, you might see that they're bigger on the screen. I reckon they spawn somewhere here. Maybe I missed a spot. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, this entire time I thought I'd lit this up properly. There's supposed to be a light source, like, right here. Ah, there isn't. Okay. Well, I know how to fix this. Okay, I've hidden a light source down there. The reason that I suspected it would be over here is because the zombies would always wander in from this side. So I've armed myself with a shield, which is transparent. Again, resource pack features. It looks really good when you're holding it like this. It's also lower as well, so it doesn't take up as much of the screen. And then we've got Totems of Undying and my good stuff right here. I also found this janky pick lying around with Silk Touch, which will allow me to pick up my ender chest and put it back down again. So I'm going to try and get mending on that. So our first order of business is to head out into the shopping district, which sometimes has mobs spawning in it, and get ourselves some mending books for our new armor. So this is actually slightly terrifying. My wings better deploy because I have no feather falling. And I also got to be super careful when I'm flying as well, because it can be quite easy to just, whiz around and rely on your feather falling to not take a lot of damage. Anyway, I did have a rummage through those chests, and it turns out I've actually got a bunch of mending and other enchantments as well here to pick from. So we're going to plug the gaps here and just purchase the books that we need to make sure we've got a really good set of armor. Well, it turns out that these books are actually enough. There's only one enchantment that I don't have. That is Depth Strider for the boots. We might as well take that one, and that's it. By the way, while I've been here, I keep getting startled by the sounds of potions being drunk and anvils clanking. Yeah, it's all of these villagers down here. Right, there's a second floor here now. I guess this is just for trading with them normally like before. So now I've got to get up there without the protection of feather falling. This has become slightly terrifying because it's very easy to have too much rocket momentum. And usually on my way to the gold farm, where we're obviously going to do an enchantment, I'd use a rocket to get up there, but today I'm going to play it on the safe side, and we're going to go up like this. Oh my goodness me. I'm alive. Oh, and I wasn't recording. Oh, you have no idea what just happened. Okay, do you see the potion effects? Totem of Undying saved my life, and then I threw an ender pearl, because when I got to the top, I fell down. Oh, I should have kept recording. It is so easy to die in this game. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, I need another totem. So I got all the way up here to the top, and then I pressed shift instead of clicking in that minecart, and that meant that I just fell straight back down. I hit a block, so the totem activated, and then quick reflexes opened up my inventory, grabbed an ender pearl, and threw it off to the side because I was still falling down. Oh, man. I just stopped recording. I was like, yeah, nothing's going to happen now. Everything's going to be fine over here at the zombie pigman farm. Oh, my heart. My poor little heart. I could say that we're done here, but I kind of forgot something. I brought a chest plate with me because I was going to give that a bunch of enchantments as well. So I guess I've got to make a round trip to get a few more books. So all I needed was one more book. It'd also be nice to find Thorns 2 and put it on here because the rest of my armor just happens to have Thorns 2. So let's give this a rundown. I'm doing it like I do my diamond armor. I'm focusing on fire protection here. As you can see, we've got mending, we've got thorns and breaking, all the usual stuff. Down here is where we have our normal protection. And then at the bottom, I've gone for blast protection. And I always prefer this because creepers really do an insane amount of damage. And falling in lava or getting set on fire can be pretty brutal as well. So by covering for those specific damages, we'll take less from those than we would if we had lots of protection. It does, however, leave us vulnerable to other types of damage. But those two seem to be the ones that I struggle with the most. Also, I'm going to struggle with forgetting to put my wings back on and probably jumping off of something and falling onto the ground. So I won't be using this chest plate all of the time. Well, I guess we're now ready to get on with the episode as normal. We have geared up for the Demise game and all I need to do is keep my wits about me. But I guess I felt like spending a little bit of time in a safe space to get me started because I've been over here finishing up a project that I started in a live stream. I'm not even sure that I've showed this in a video, but what we have right here is a map room, and this room needed finishing up. So over on this side I kind of came up with a wall design, and this is pretty much a placeholder at the moment to keep it kind of looking clean. Anyway, these maps are from the early part of the season when we were going out and hunting treasure. Remember, the season started with the aquatic update, and every time I used a treasure map to get a conduit, I decided to hold on to that map for this project. Anyway, over here you'll see there are a couple of barrels. I realised that we could use the space in this room for other things as well, and I always wanted to have a mementos room. And here are my mementos. I mean, an empty barrel. And this, I thought I had a lot more from this season. These are just various things that we've obtained at certain points during the season that I've kind of held on to. Apparently I've got 2 Concorp Country Club memberships, and yeah, you can see I've just held on to these cool things throughout the season, although I really thought I had more of them. Well, I've had a good old rummage through my boxes, and I've been unable to find any more. I'm sure they'll turn up at some point. I've probably put them to one side. Anyway, I picked up a load of grass over here because we're going to head over to IKEA and do some landscaping, some much needed landscaping work. So the music is probably playing. Let's fade into that time lapse. So the goal here, my friends, was to make the back of the IKEA building less of an eyesore. And if you're thinking, well, there's still a lot of yellow and blue wall on display, we are going to be planting down lots of spruce trees up here, throwing down the bone meal, making this feel like a normal taiga biome up the top here, right? We have transformed and landscaped this over on this side to kind of bring the land over to where it's higher up on that side, and like I said, help us hide the back of this building because it's very plain, big and bold. Now over on this side here, I actually haven't really finished the process yet because there is a pillager outpost over there, and I'm sure it's going to cause me some problem as I get closer to it. Now speaking of problems, this is the second time I'm recording everything that I just said because I had a little adventure down here and then found out that I wasn't recording. I almost died twice. It was absolutely crazy. So let me explain. I've been making this area around here nice and secure, and then I've been organizing all of the contents of our shulker boxes into these chests, into those ones over there, and then I realized that none of this was lit up, and so I went around lighting it up, and as you can see, a creeper exploded over here and over there as well, and I almost died a couple of times. It was pretty crazy, and then after I found out I wasn't recording, that's always super disappointing as a content creator. You swear you've hit the record button, for some reason something has gone wrong, and then you've lost all of your footage, but you know, it's out of my control. I've just got to get on with it. So here is the end product. Now it's all lit up. It looked super scary before, and now it looks kind of magical down here. And this was always part of the plan, to just leave the old spruce trees in place so that they could create this magical underground forest, which we have achieved. There's also a ravine down here, and some pillagers have managed to make their way over here as well. Oh, there is still a long way to go though. If we wander over to this side, towards the pillager outpost, you can see I haven't finished the landscaping around here. Completing this side over here is not going to be fun, and building this wall helped me a lot. And I'm just wondering, what if I could use scaffolding to invalidate the places they can spawn and then block their AI as well, because mobs don't like scaffolding. They look at it as like a wall, like a block that they can't actually move through. So if I do this here, we're sort of recreating the wall super cheap, and I can see straight away we've got a pillager coming over here. Okay, so let's keep double tapping, and can you see how it doesn't want to go through the scaffolding here? Oh, it's decided it can shoot me through it though. Is that how this works? Oh, my idea is useless basically. I don't know how we're going to deal with this. Maybe I'll just have to do all the landscaping and kill the pillagers as they spawn. Great, now I have the Bad Omen effect, and there's a village over there, so I'm going to wander in the opposite direction and hopefully bump into a cow. I don't want to be starting any raids right now, especially with the Demise game going on. Ooh! Foxes! Hello! I've seen sheep, I've seen pigs, I've seen wolves, but I ain't seen no cows yet. Finally, I've spotted one down here. I know it. There you are. I know I saw one. Whew. Okay, that takes care of that problem. Oh, and it turns out we were right next to a beacon and right next to the new guy village. Oh, I am so happy I didn't accidentally start a raid over here. That would have been terrible. This place, by the way. Whew, is it looking fancy? Oh, I'm loving this. So I have a solution to our pillager problem. It was to simply build a wall and then landscape the terrain down to the edge of it, which kind of solves two problems really. So yeah, look, there's a whole bunch of them that have been gathering up here, trying to shoot me. Now they're shooting each other. So I figured out the bounding box and then just created a wall from one side to the other, and that really does just pretty much solve the problem for now. Now there's one thing it didn't stop, and that is my armor from taking an absolute beating over there from all the pillagers attacking me. Now because of my plans to make an XP farm in this area, I've been reminded that this exists and I never got round to using it, and it turns out Cubfan's shop here is absolutely fantastic. So you grab a diamond, you chuck it into this barrel, and then XP just starts coming your way. So what I do is I unequip some stuff as it gets fully repaired so that it gets distributed across all of this. And, oh, if I'd have been a little bit quicker, we would have been fully repaired. But isn't that fantastic? That's a really cool shop. You may have also spotted something has changed with the Demise game. Look at this. There are now diamond blocks up there, and the hand has moved, and all the heads of the hermits who are alive are now on this board. Those that are not participating are down here, and I believe this means no one has died yet. So back over to IKEA. I almost said IKEA, and on occasion I'll probably do that. But anyway, there is basically an endless string of jobs around here to make the place safe. For example, mobs can spawn on top of here. They do that at night. We need carpets on the ledges of the wall, and I've just got a whole bunch of block placing to do right now. I was going to say we did it all. We got every little ledge, including the letters of idea and all the little nooks and crannies, but I've just spotted a couple more over on this side, so maybe not. Maybe a little bit more work to do, right? But the whole building is really coming together now. There's still this kind of unfinished area over the back here, but the main thing I wanted to achieve was just getting this thing safe, and especially the back area where we've been loading up materials and work boxes. Shulker boxes! I just made up a new thing. So all of this back here in theory is now safe. We can start to utilize the space for the idea store, and the idea store is looking complete from the outside. It's all coming together, but it is all one big spectacular grind. And I noticed something new off in the distance. A Sahara store. What is this? Oh, ow. I got thrown to the side when I landed there. Oh, it's like a garage for XP, rockets, and food called Sahara Fuel. I hope I don't have to buy a pass for this, because I've already dropped a pass on the other thing that Sahara have. So 1 diamond per service. That's pretty cool and very convenient, because, you know, I'm constantly running out of rocket spells, and my stuff needs repairing. Very cool. We might be back here soon. Welcome, my friends, to a spooky and magical place. More work has been done in the area. I did a live stream and we got absolutely tons of stuff done, including growing some trees underground. In this area, you can see it's kind of finished off now. I've done all of the terraforming above the ground. I've cleared out some of the land that was here. And over in this direction, I've even cleared out all of the water for the car park basement that's going to go underneath the restaurant that Corrales wants to build up the top here. So lots going on, right? Let's go and fly up here. Got to be careful doing this. Got to remember that the game of Demise is on and I'm wearing iron armor. You'll notice that there are trees everywhere over here. So during the live stream, we did the job of planting down all of the saplings and putting in the torches so mobs don't spawn here, and bone meal as well. And it's all looking really fantastic. There really isn't too much left to do, and then I can say that the idea building is kind of finished. So I think we just need to grind the last bit of this out. Around the back here you can see I've just done some more simple terrain work to close and finalize off this part of the build. But the reason I've done it like that is so if ever I want to expand my shop, which I do want to do, I've got some plans to sell more items, we can open up this bit here and have a smaller room at the back, and then I can kind of dig out the space underneath the landscaping here, so we've got plenty of room for another room for the shop. And so now the interiors are all ready for us to fill up, but on the outside it's just this front area, and I decided to fill in all of the water so we can build a garden later on. Of course, we build it in this area because filling in the water is a far better alternative than having to tear down mountains and chop down lots of trees. The unfortunate thing is I actually kind of ran out of blocks towards the end of this. But that's it, my friends. That's going to be the last of the whole getting idea ready, and now it's going to be about actually building the entire stores and showcase rooms on the inside. And that brings us to the end of this episode. If you have enjoyed it, then leave a like on the video. As always, thanks for your support, and I'll be seeing you very soon with another episode of Hermitcraft. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.